Okay, my last video will be today is Mojo videos. So let's do let's do 10 times people left clues about their murders.
The border is out of control. Tell Congress no citizenship for immigration lawbreakers.
Sorry.
Addiction is hard. You're not going to fix it on your own. The recovery side of it is...
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times people left clues about their murderers.
The message said, "You must be suffering unbelievable pain. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble lately."
Alexander Litvinenko died in hospital the very same day.
Denise knows her life is in danger. Using her abductor's cell phone, everything she is saying is clearly for one purpose, so she can be found.
For this list, we're looking at murder victims who were able to leave behind a clue about the identity of their killer. We'll be including cases that have yet to be solved, but excluding cases where there's debate over the authenticity of the clue. That means we will not be including the famous Omar Radat affair. Which story do you find the most fascinating? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Abigail Williams and Liberty German. On February 13, 2017, teenagers Abigail Williams and Liberty German went missing.
I remember heard of this.
Found the next day, and while details have never been released, the police began a murder investigation.
This is the bridge that we've all seen in the images released to the media. You can see now some flowers left behind in memory of the girls.
One clue was found on German's phone.
It was Libby who managed to take a cell phone picture of a strange man on the bridge. He's the prime suspect.
While hiking, German had taken a photo of an unknown man walking towards the girls. Unfortunately, the picture is not clear, but police were quick to suspect this man as the murderer. An audio recording was also found on the phone, with a muffled male voice saying, quote, "down the hill."
A sketch of the suspected killer was released in July of 2017, which was updated by police 2 years later. More than 50,000 tips have poured in over the years, but none of them have led to the elusive killer.
Various persons of interest
If I
have been put
was
forward.
situation
These
about the
remains
girls,
frustratingly unsolved.
run away
Number
or
9,
walk away
Sebisile
from that
Happiness
creepy
Koza.
man.
When South African teacher Sebisile Happiness Koza was discovered dead on a remote dirt road in 2015, the numbers 071 were found inscribed in the dirt near her burned body. Police suspected this to be the beginning of a cell phone number, but Koza had died before finishing. Koza's
My God,
boyfriend,
we don't use that cell phone anymore.
became the leading suspect after his
No.
fingerprint was discovered on a
None
pencil
of
bottle
those.
found at the crime scene. It's suspected that Namumza murdered Koza after growing
All
jealous
you
of her
had to
new
do
boyfriend.
that
However, Namumza claims
and
that
pull
he
the
had nothing to do
antenna
with
up.
Koza's murder. Number 8. Simon Ng. This teenager from Hong Kong was living in New York City when he began writing a blog. The blog was meant to detail his personal struggles of living in a new country. Instead, it led to the apprehension of his murderer. On May 12, 2005, Ng wrote that his sister's ex-boyfriend Jin Lin had entered his apartment, despite being asked to wait downstairs, supposedly to retrieve some fishing equipment, and that he was acting agitated. Simon and his sister were murdered soon after. Police searched Simon's computer and found the blog, pointing them towards Jin. He was subsequently arrested and sentenced to life.
Real brewed tea, real squeezed juice. Have a round with Arnold Palmer Spiked.
In prison. Number 7. Kathleen Weinstein. In 1996, special education teacher Kathleen Weinstein was murdered by a teenage carjacker.
Give me a key!
Hurry up! Get out! Unbeknownst to the teen, Weinstein was capturing the entire ordeal on a hidden tape recorder that she retrieved from a bag and hid in her coat pocket. Following the discovery of her body, authorities listened to the recording, which contained key details like the carjacker's first name and age. The man, 17-year-old Michael Hussein, was later captured driving Weinstein's car, arrested, and sentenced to life in prison. Following a successful appeal in 2007, Hussein was once again found guilty and resentenced to life. Number 6. Sandra Deist. On March 29, 2000, Michigan man David Deist called 911 and reported that his wife Sandra had taken her own life.
We didn't have any reason to dispute his story. And quite frankly, given his background, the fact that he appeared to be a stable, normal guy with a family and a good job and some community involvement and stuff, we basically gave him the benefit of the doubt.
The story was widely accepted until Sandra's autopsy was conducted, which revealed that she'd been shot twice. Sandra's sister Mary also came forward with an incriminating note. Sandra had told Mary that if anything happened to her, a note hidden in her china cabinet would explain everything.
For the first time, Sandy described what really happened in the horse stable 18 months earlier.
The note stated that David had tried to kill Sandra with an axe hammer back in 1998. Further analysis of David's shirt revealed microscopic blood spatter, indicating it was David who had shot Sandra. Forensic professionals did the rest, and David was sentenced to life in prison for Sandra's murders and died there in 2018.
After the verdict, relief from Sandy Deist's relatives, grief from David's side of the family.
And it was a difficult thing for both families, and no one's winner.
Number 5. Matthew Pike. British student Matthew Pike lived with his girlfriend Joanna Whitten in Suffolk, England. Whitten drew the attention of a man named David Heiss on a gaming website, and Heiss grew dangerously infatuated with Whitten. Heiss proceeded to stalk both Whitten and Pike, and in September 2008, he broke into Pike's apartment and fatally stabbed him in a fit of jealousy.
A German computer game enthusiast, calling himself David Heiss, left a message on her Facebook page. The message said, "You must be suffering unbelievable pain. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble lately."
Pike was able to write the letters DAV in his own blood before dying of his injuries. Whitten returned home to find her boyfriend dead, and Heiss was quickly arrested. He was subsequently sentenced to life in prison. Number 4. Alexander Litvinenko. This Russian defector once worked for the Russian Federal Security Service before publicly accusing his superiors of ordering an assassination.
The fitness fanatic was an outspoken critic of the Kremlin. He fled to the UK in 2000, where he was given political asylum. It's thought he then worked for MI6 and Spanish intelligence as an informer.
He subsequently relocated to London and sought protection. While living in England, Litvinenko wrote 2 books and dropped numerous bombshells about the Russian government. In November 2006, he was poisoned and murdered by what's assumed to be members of the Federal Security Service. Litvinenko grew very sick after meeting prior colleagues, but was able to remember a particular pot of tea that only he drank from. Police later found this teapot, which contained high amounts of polonium-210.
Alexander Litvinenko died in hospital the very same day. His hospital room was sealed.
I've been a consultant for over 20 years. I've never seen a case like this, and I hope I never do again.
Unfortunately, the primary suspect in the case, Russian politician Andrei Lugovoy, cannot be extradited from Russia.
Sir, can you tell me, why did you murder Alexander Litvinenko?
Interesting approach. This is the first time in my life that a question has been asked this aggressively. You should ask this question the Prime Minister of the UK and the head of intelligence services.
I don't speak Russian.
UK.
Number 3. Denise Amber Lee. On January 17, 2008, a man named Michael King abducted Denise Amber Lee from her own home. King took Lee to his house and assaulted her before taking her to his cousin's house.
At 6:14 p.m., the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office received a bizarre 911 call from a cell phone from someone claiming to be Denise Lee, the missing person herself. How could that be?
Lee managed to grab King's cell phone and called 911. The call lasted approximately 6 minutes and saw a panicked Denise providing various pieces of information to the authorities.
Using her abductor's cell phone, everything she is saying is clearly for one purpose, so she can be found.
Unfortunately, they were unable to save Lee, and she was murdered by King shortly after the less than 7 hours, with Lee being
Sorry to
kidnapped
hear
around 2
that.
p.m. and King being arrested at 9:15 that night. Lee's 911 call aided the prosecution, and King was sentenced to death.
Her father, Rick Goff, had one last message for Michael King.
I just want to tell Michael King you're a coward. You got what you deserve coming for. And Denise was a lot better person to be. She's going to put you in the first week long and try to live as hell. That's what you're going to do.
Number 2, Nadine Haig. The death of 33-year-old mother Nadine Haig in 2009 was made to look like she took her own life. The police bought it, but her family insisted there had been foul play. Investigating themselves, they found the words, quote, "he did it," on a note underneath her supposed note. These same words were later spotted etched into a bathroom tile. The family believes that the he in question is Nestore Guizon, the father of Haig's young daughter. The family collected enough convincing evidence to overturn the ruling on her death. However, Guizon denied involvement, and there's no direct evidence linking him to what happened to Haig, which means it remains an open case. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Amarjit Chowan. In 2003, drug dealer William Hornsey kidnapped London businessman Amarjit Chowan, along with his wife, mother-in-law, and 2 sons.
Amarjit was a successful businessman and owned this freight company in Southall. He started it from scratch 7 years ago. It now has an annual turnover of over £4 million.
Wanting to use Chowan's business as a front, Hornsey forced Chowan to sign it over, then killed the captives and dumped their bodies in the ocean. However, Chowan's body later washed up in Bournemouth, as did his wife's and mother-in-law's.
But the bodies of the 2 babies, 18-month-old Devinda and 8-week-old Ravinda, have never been found.
Inside Chowan's sock was a note addressed to Hornsey's father, naming his murderer.
And it's dated the 12th of February 2003, which clearly meant it arrived a day we believe Mr. Chowan was being held captive at Forge Close.
Hornsey and his associates were quickly apprehended, and each received severe prison sentences for their roles in the Chowan family murders. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be...
Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow, so keep watching and bye.